All right. We worked on like and save as bookmark functionality. Now there is one more option of sharing a post. So let's quickly work on that share option as well. Okay. Now for sharing, we have two things. We have image and we have text. So ideally we should have some link and we should share that link the way all other things work. But in our case, we are making it simple. So if we have image in the post, we will share that image. And if we don't have image, then we'll share the text content. That is what we are going to do. All right. So this post related stuff, this share related stuff is also going to be in base post view model only. Because here we have our toggle like, toggle bookmark functionality. Here only we are going to have save functionality. All right. So we'll say private async task share post async. Now which post we are sharing? We'll get that post DTO. Sorry, not post DTO, post model. So now we are using this model, reactive model. Inside this, we will first check if string dot is null or white space post dot photo URL. We'll say post has only text content. If that's not the case, post has image photo. We'll share photo from here, text from the first case. Now, when we are in this first case, here we'll simply say await share. We have a share API in .NET MAUI. We'll say share dot default dot. Here we have request async method, which has share file request, share multiple file request, a lot of things. So share text request, this is what we are going to use, but we have a shorthand string text and string title. So we can use this. So for text, we are going to use post dot content, and title we are going to have, I think, MAUI social, this application name. We are good with this one. Now for image posting. Now here we are going to have challenge. The challenge is, first let me show you, with share dot default dot request async. For sharing a file, we have share file request. So if we try to do this share file request, okay, we'll say share file request equals new share file request. Here we need to provide file base, share file, title file base. These are a lot of things, but here, now first thing is we need to provide title, let's say Maui social, and then this share file. Now what is this share file? Let's create one more type here. Share file equals new share file. Inside this, if you see, we have file base, we have full path. Initialize a new instance of share file class with the given file path. Now the posts are having the photos from our API URL. So that file does not exist locally. What we are going to do in this case, this is the challenge, that file does not exist locally. We are actually referencing a URL. So we are rendering the image from our API URL for that particular image. So what we'll do, we will simply download that file locally here in some temp location, and then we'll share that image. And after doing everything, we are going to delete that temp file. So there is no point of keep on storing the images. All right. So for this, what I am going to do, I am simply going to create a helper method here. Private async task, let's say download photo async, something like this. Okay. Now here we are going to have a URL. So string photo URL or image URL. I'm using this photo word everywhere, so I'm going to keep on using this only. Now here we just need to download this file. There could be multiple ways. I'm going to directly use simple HTTP client. We'll simply say try catch And here I'm going to say using HTTP client dot sorry HTTP client equals new HTTP client. Then on this client HTTP client dot we can simply say get byte array async and photo URL. Okay. Now this is going to give us a task of byte array. That means we can simply say var byte sorry but there's a photo bytes something like this. Await. We have awaited this. Now we are going to have this photo bytes. Now we can create a normal temporary file. So we'll simply say var let's say some local path equals. Here we can say path dot combine will get file system dot we can get update or cache directory, and here we can provide next is where are we going to have it. Let's have it in the share folder. Okay. Now if this is not created we can simply say directory dot create directory local path. This create directory it actually checks if this file exists or not, but if you want to be explicit you can simply check if directory dot exists this local path. If it does not exist then create it. Now we have this local path. After this what we are going to do, we will get the file name. So we'll say var photo name equals path dot get file name photo URL. After that we are going to have the complete photo path. Let's say local photo path. Here we'll say path dot combine local path and photo name. Alright. Now this local path, local photo path, this is the main path where we are storing our image. So some cache directory, then slash share, then slash the photo name. That means abc.png or whatever it is. Alright. Now we need to just save this byte array to this location. We can use the simple file.write all bytes path local photo path byte array photo bytes, and we are good. After this we need to return this local photo path. We are going to return, so that means the return type of this should be string or let's say nullable string, and then we'll return local photo path, and then if we came in exception from here we'll return simple null, and we can have a toast or error message here. So we can say await show error alert async message. Here we can simply say ex.message. Let's see. All right. Then we can use this download photo async to get that file. Now here let's, because this operation is a long operation, it's better to show some UI indication here. What I'll do, I'll simply say is busy to true here, true, and then after catch we are going to add a finally block where we are going to set is busy to false. Right. I think we are good. Let's use this download photo async. So share file. Here we need to have this the local file URL. So we'll say var temp photo path something like this. We'll say await and download photo. What is the download photo async and photo URL? This we can provide by post.photo URL. Here we'll simply check not string dot is null or white space temp photo path, then only we'll do the further operation. Now share file, inside this we need to have the temp photo path. This is the only thing, right? Or we have content type if we want to, or we can provide direct full path. It will automatically try to get it. Then we have share file request, title, and then file base file, which we have the share file, and then request async. Here we can provide share file request. So we'll say share file request. With this, we have done everything inside this. Now the share post async, this should be a relay command. Now here you can optimize this if you want to, this HTTP client download. It's up to you if you want to. Now we will download it. If we click on it again, we are again going to download it. So what we can do here is we can maybe have a local map of the downloaded files, or if we are allowing again to download, that is also fine. If we want to, there could be multiple things to do it. So it's better to have that private map, a private dictionary of string and string. Here we'll say downloaded files, or let's say downloaded photos equals. After this downloaded photos, when we are coming here download photo async, first thing we are going to check if download photos dot try get value photo URL out war result will simply return result from directly. Okay, this result is actually the temp photo path, something like this. So this is actually temp photo path which we are returning from, or what was that, local photo path. Let's use local photo. So if we already have this in downloaded photos, then we'll directly return from here. We don't need to do anything. Say we already downloaded this photo. Cool. If that is not the case, we will remove this from here, local photo path, the var, because we already have this variable defined. We are using it. And right before returning, we will add this. So we'll say download photos. Here we are going to add the downloaded thing to with photo URL. This is the key, and local photo path is the value. So we will add this inside this so that we can reuse it here if the user is trying to share the same file again. All right. Then after doing everything at the end, what we should do? We should delete the files whenever the application is going out of scope and this base view model is going to be disposed. So here we can also use iDisposable, save, and then we'll provide body for this implement interface, and we have this dispose method. Inside this we are going to check if we have any file in this downloaded photos, then we are going to delete those files because there is no point of keep on storing them in cache directory. There is no point of increasing the cache, right? So here we'll say for each var, here we can have key value pairs. So we don't need key, but we need value. We'll say local photo path in downloaded photos. Here we'll say if file.exists local photo path, if this file is there, we'll say file.delete local photo. Okay, clean up the downloaded local cached photos, save it, and now we should be good. We have done everything related to sharing. Now we can use this share post command. Let's close everything first, and we are going to use this in our templates. These three templates. Let's copy one of the this thing. Go to the share. Where is share? Share is here. Paste it. And here we are going to say command is going to be share post command. Right, let's copy this horizontal stack layout.gesture recognizer and add this to the other templates as well. Share, and then last one, share. Share, yes. Save everything. Let's try to run it. Let's see if sharing is working. Alright, we have this thing. Let's try sharing text content. This is saying MAUI social, and we have this. Let's try messaging. And here, if you see testing pull to refresh functionality, this is the text if you remember. That means sharing text is working. Okay, discard. And let's try image, strawberry image. Share. It is trying to download. And then it came. This is the file name. And if I press again, then it should not show that. You see, it did not show that in activity indicator because it did not try to download. It already has this image download. Let's try in messaging only if we have. Yes, we have this downloaded image. You see, so that means text content sharing and image sharing, both of these are working from here and from this home page as well. So share, this time it will try, and if I press again, then it will directly do this because now we already have it downloaded. Let's go to the detail page. From detail page again, try to share this thing. It tried to create again. Why did it do this? Okay, we can maybe check later. But right now we can see this is fine. We are able to get it. Alright, so share functionality is also working. Now what next? Oh, it did this because we when we are on home page, we have a different instance of base post view model, but when we went to share, then we have a different instance of this thing. That's why it did this. Alright. Next we'll work on the profile page. And by the way, as I mentioned, you can base post view model for this HTTP client. You can use other approach as well. We are creating it here and exposing it right away. One approach could be maybe you can have it on this at least class level. We can say HTTP client underscore HTTP client HTTP client default null label. Then here you can simply check if underscore HTTP client is null, then you'll initialize it, or there is a shorthand for this. You can say underscore HTTP client question mark equals this. No, why it is not working? Okay, if underscore HTTP client is null or equals null, same thing, then we'll simply provide value for this. And now what is happening here? Fix formatting and use compound assignment. I was doing the same thing. Why it was not working? Oh, double question mark. My bad. Alright, and then we'll use underscore HTTP client here. And at the very end, when we are disposing here, we will check if underscore HTTP client is not equals null, then we'll say HTTP client dot dispose. We'll manually dispose it. This also we can use question mark dot. Alright. So we are lazily initializing this HTTP client, and throughout the life cycle of this one base post view model, we are going to use the same HTTP client instead of using it creating instance of it and disposing it again and again, we can do this. All right.